I just know it's my time. All I see is the destination that I'm trying to get to. I think I'm the smartest fighter on the planet Earth. I don't just beat guys. I'm the type of fighter that dominates people. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You better be ready, boy. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. We at the UFC boxing gym. January 31st, I'm fighting Teofimo Lopez. I'm moving up to 140 pounds, super lightweight. The process ain't nothing new. I'm not trying to put on all that muscle and all that extra shit they keep talking about. Skills pay the bills, and that's what's gonna show up on fight night.
Just in preparation for January 31st against Shakur Stevenson.
He was born for this. He's God gifted. We're implementing a lot of different things for this camp. You got to do things in there that people have never seen.
Every day is a different type of segment of working out. Earlier today, I had a little bit of strength and conditioning, and then swimming, exercising and expanding those lungs. And then we finish off late night. We come here and do 18 ounces of gloves, an hour or as long as I can of training without no break. Just trying to see how much more I could push.
Yeah, you could try. You know, it's like what they say, I'll try my best. You know?
No, that seems more aggressive.
Yeah,
that was like,
try.
And y'all shoulder to shoulder, right? It seems like y'all should be in the same space and y'all just fine.
Well, the way they set it up inside the ring, or inside the ring, they set it up that way, and I'm thinking we're gonna go half and half, like split.
Y'all were right.
With just 5 days remaining before fight night, both Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez are pushing themselves to the edge, physically and mentally. As the countdown continues, we're taking you behind the scenes to witness every stage of their preparation as the tension builds toward this massive showdown.
Welcome out. I put a lot of great people around me, challenge me and push me and take me to the next level, and I think that's what keeps me at my sharpest. Terrence Crawford, that's my big brother. I love him to death. I feel like if he wasn't in my career and in my life, it'd have been very difficult getting to the level that I got to. He kind of told me is take every guy serious. Seeing him and seeing how he prepared for guys who I know that's not on his level, it kind of turned me up to make sure that I do the same.
You want me to stop this? Respect me. Respect the scars that I gotta show my son for the rest of their life. Respect the work that I put in. But till then, you're gonna get the other version of me that just speaks the truth.
We still have a lot of work to do. I told him, you know, God gave you this gift so the kids could freaking look up to you, man. We could save one soul, that's a lot, man.
So that's why we gotta keep beating these guys. Beating Shakur, this is part of it to get to that next level. I pretty much have had almost everything thrown at me, and I look forward to see what will be thrown at me come January 3rd.
Inside his training camp, Shakur Stevenson is working at full intensity. He's sharpening his technique, improving his speed, and tightening his defense, all with one goal in mind, being fully prepared for the high-stakes battle ahead against Teofimo Lopez.
To this here fight with Teofimo, I know we can guarantee you for sure, 100% he's gonna be ready.
This camp feel way different from previous camps. Being away from my daughter, being away from my future wife, that's the most challenging thing. You gotta keep your eyes on the prize. This is sharp as I think I done been for a fight. My diet, I let the nutritionists and all them kind of people take care of that. I just show up and eat whatever they give me. So I pay attention to what makes me feel good.
Teofimo Lopez is keeping his preparation simple and focused. His priority is staying healthy, maintaining his rhythm, and conserving energy so he can be at his best when it matters most on fight night.
Today is chest, triceps, a little bit of shadow boxing with some weights. Keep the ligaments and everything loose. A little bit of forearms to finish it off. Nothing too intense like others. We don't need that. Later today, we're gonna go boxing, but prior to that, we're gonna go recover. Go see Dr. Dennis in Miami Lakes. Head over there, go get readjusted. Just keeping that grind, steady grind. We beating Shakur. Yeah, that's Teofimo right there. That's takeover Bobble.
Shakur Stevenson's camp is demanding and highly structured. Every session is centered around refining his skills, boosting his speed, building endurance, and developing a clear strategy designed to help him control and dominate the upcoming fight.
and he beat me. He beat me again in the next tournament. So now that's 2 times. So now they kept saying like, okay, Ruben Villa is the next Oscar De La Hoya. He's gonna win us an Olympic gold medal. And then by the time it came to the Olympic trials, now it's the rematch and everybody there think I'm gonna lose to this guy. And then I just wipe him out. I had to fight him again because it's double elimination in the Olympic trials. I flushed him even worse the second time. So a lot of people didn't think I could do it. The Edwin De Los Santos fight was my biggest setback. I wanted to please the fans and the people when I should have just pulled out the fight. And now they start writing me off and think.
Teofimo Lopez trains with measured intensity, placing heavy emphasis on the fundamentals. His approach is about staying fit, avoiding unnecessary risks, and preparing smartly so his body and mind are ready for the challenge ahead.
More I could push.
He's the best whenever he's in good condition. Like they say, we eat, we sleep, everything boxing.
My nutritionist is anonymous. They're giving me a lot more protein than the previous camps. I'm actually having more meals in between rather than before.
I've been with him ever since he started boxing, which was at 6. I really knew that he was really good when he started beating professional fighters at 13, 14 years old.
Between me and Shakur, when we were on the top rank, because we were the next rising stars, we sparred. We did only 3 rounds back in Miami in 2016. I was getting the best out of him. You should have seen afterwards. Why do you think he said stop? He said stop recording.
Teofimo Lopez enters this fight with a strong mindset and clear determination. He remains locked in, disciplined, and mentally tough, fully committed to delivering his best possible performance once he steps into the ring.
To boxing specifically, there's bobbing and weaving, and there's a lot of high repetition that starts to wear and tear at the spinal disc level. So what we're going to do is we're going to decompress the spine and make sure that we get hydration back into the disc.
Yeah. The things you gotta go through to be a world champion. Yeah. Whew.
It's really about sports performance and making sure that his body is able to express the highest athletic potential possible.
Tonight, right now we're boxing. Yep. We're original classic, reason why we're here type of boxing.
Teofimo Lopez Sr. speaks with complete confidence about his son's future, stating that he believes Teofimo will become a world champion. He credits his son's natural ability, work ethic, and relentless dedication during training as the reasons behind that belief.
He's in there, he's just focused, you know? And when I see him focus, every time I know that he has somebody, I always tell him, you already figured him out. You know, that's like letting him know, have fun. From now on, just have fun. Back out. Double jab. 1, 2.
When it comes to it, like boxing is pretty much all mentality. It's all mental. Are you mentally prepared with the audience? Are you mentally gonna be prepared with the certain punch selection? There's things that I also gotta train as well. There's things that I have to maintain as well. Those are things that I have to work on within myself. It's a muscle. And it's a muscle memory that you have to create now. If you don't create now, it can...
During camp, Teofimo Lopez is placing special focus on perfecting his jab. He's working on timing, accuracy, and how to use it to set up combinations, knowing it will be a key weapon in the fight.
Achieve that. He's always gotta beat whoever's in front. I beat Shakur. They'll say he went up weight class. He wasn't in his weight class. When I flatline him and they say, oh, he had the best defense, that's just how it's gonna be. You gotta be okay with it. I ended up being okay with it. I'm gonna show everyone that his defense is not as immaculable like they say it is. That's my job. That's my job. My job is to show the true flaws that they can't see, that the world cannot see.
Shakur Stevenson approaches this matchup with confidence and maturity. With more experience now behind him, he plans to rely on his skill set, ring awareness, and tactical intelligence to control the pace and flow of the fight.
I just need somebody that's at 30.
That's
It makes sense.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And we need the right joker down here for it to be just as big.
Yeah. and they get kind of aggressive and open up.
Correct.
And I could catch them kind of easily.
Yeah, you catch me.
Shakur Stevenson makes it clear that there is no personal tension between him and Teofimo Lopez. He explains that their matchup is strictly professional, driven by competition, respect for the sport, and the pursuit of legacy.
But during the fight, I'm like, yo, Tio, come on, use your jab. Keep using your jab. I'm like trying to coach him through. I know Tio. I don't know Arnold Barboza. Why would I go? If I'm front row, why am I cheering on Arnold Barboza?
Right.
I don't do that. So, and I also remember when I was fighting Josh Padley, I could hear Tio like, yo, just go to the body, set up with the body shot, so I could hear Tio's voice. So it's like, why would I cheer against you, bro?
You wanted to make that clear.
Yeah,
like
he kind of just assumed because I was with Bud.
Shakur Stevenson speaks with strong conviction about his upcoming clash with Teofimo Lopez, describing it as a fight that boxing genuinely needs. He recognizes that critics often question his choice of opponents and label his performances as boring. By stepping in with one of the sport's biggest names, he believes all doubts disappear. Stevenson explains that even though he could have stayed comfortable at 135 pounds, he chose to move up to 140 to face a real challenge and prove the full extent of his abilities. For him, this matchup is about testing himself, exciting the fans, and bringing attention back to the sport. The danger of the fight pushes him to train harder, sharpen every detail, and arrive at 100% on fight night. Outside criticism no longer distracts him, because his focus is on proving his greatness inside the ring. Every workout, drill, and sparring session is approached with purpose. In Stevenson's eyes, this fight represents legacy, pride, and living up to what boxing fans expect from elite competition.
Ring and guys being like, oh, you're not fighting nobody, oh, you're not this. I didn't have to do this fight. I could have stayed at 135 and I could have campaigned at 135, but for me, I feel like I wanted to fight at 140 against Tio because he's one of the biggest names in the sport.
How, for the good of the sport, how important is this fight between you and Tio?
It's very important. It's important because it makes boxing great again. It keeps the fans that want to see the fight in tune. And also, you got to realize, once again, I didn't have to take this fight. I was campaigning at 135. That's the weight that I'm at. That's the weight that I, 9 times out of 10, going to go back to after this fight. But I did this because I know Tio's one of the biggest names. I know that he's one of the most accomplished fighters in or around my weight class, and the challenge wakes me up. It makes me want to go harder. Showing up day in and day out to make sure that I come in at 100% on fight night. So for me, this fight means everything for the sport. This fight means everything for me, my career, my legacy, and I can't wait to put it all on the line.
How does it upset you at all, Shakur, when people get on social media and it seems like when you fight, they be like, he's a boring fighter, defensive fighter, too boring. Is that part of it where you say, okay, you know what? Now I'm going to fight Tio. Call me boring now.
No, it don't bother me no more because they pick and choose, you know. I still hear it to this day, oh, he's boring, he's a defensive fighter, but it's like my last fight, I went in there and I entertained the crowd. I went out there, entertained the people. I took a couple punches more than usual than I usually would take. So if I did that in my last fight and y'all still can say it, y'all still want to let it haunt me, they still bring.
Davies emphasizes how important it is for Shakur Stevenson to step up into the 140 pounds division, a weight class filled with top-level competition. He points out strong names like Dalton Smith but notes that Teofimo Lopez is widely seen as the clear number 1 after standout wins over Josh Taylor and Vasily Lomachenko. According to Davies, Lopez has the experience and style that could test Stevenson's rise and possibly slow his path toward pound-for-pound status. Still, Davies praises Stevenson's discipline, tactical mindset, and growing star presence, highlighting his confidence and professionalism. After closely watching both fighters during the build-up, Davies believes this is a highly competitive matchup. He predicts that Stevenson's technical ability and adaptability could give him a narrow advantage, making a close, tactical points win the most likely result in this high-stakes fight.
Shakur Stevenson stepping up to the 140-pound division, 10-stone division. Dalton Smith, our very own Dalton Smith, is one of those champions. Teo Lopez, universally accepted as the number one in that division. Brilliant victories in his career over Josh Taylor, and prior to that, Vasyl Lomachenko. I think a true victory over Vasyl Lomachenko. If anyone can upset the ascent of Shakur Stevenson up the pound-for-pound list, up the weight divisions, it's the spoiler that is Teo Lopez. I've watched a lot of them together in the build-up, and I like the way Teo is, and I like the way Shakur is. See, Shakur's got the gap between his teeth. It's gone now.
Yep.
He's had his teeth done. He's ready to be a megastar. I'm really fascinated.
Spencer Oliver describes Teofimo Lopez as a fighter who can be inconsistent but extremely dangerous when everything comes together. He points to Lopez's outstanding performance against Vasily Lomachenko as proof of his elite potential, while also mentioning how the loss to George Kambosos briefly disrupted his momentum. Recently, however, Oliver feels Lopez has regained his sharpness and focus. For Oliver, the key question is whether Shakur Stevenson is truly ready to take that next step toward greatness. He compares this ambition to bold decisions made by legendary champions who challenged themselves at the highest level. While the fight may be more technical than explosive, both fighters possess high ring intelligence, turning the bout into a chess match that boxing purists will appreciate.
Lopez blows hot and cold, but when he's good, he's really good. Vasyl Lomachenko was an outstanding performance. Then he got derailed by George Kambosos in the fight after that and just seemed to lose his way a little bit, but in recent times looks back to his best. It's a fascinating fight. This for me is all about whether Shakur Stevenson can step up and bring the greatness. He's daring to be great, and I think that Terence Crawford done it against Canelo Alvarez, and I believe that Shakur Stevenson does it against Teofimo Lopez in a fascinating fight. You know, if you're a boxing fan, for the boxing purist, the sweet science between these two, you watch the technical stuff that goes in there, might not go down as one of the greatest fights there ever was. This could be a real standoff, a real technical fight, but both guys, their IQ is insane, and this is the best fight in boxing today.
It is. It's up there along with Artur Beterbiev.
Ade Oladipo breaks down the fight as a meeting between two elite technicians. With real pound-for-pound recognition on the line, he ranks Shakur Stevenson comfortably inside the top 10, while placing Teofimo Lopez just outside that group. However, he stresses that one major win could instantly change those rankings. Oladipo explains that a Lopez victory would push him straight into the elite tier, while a dominant Stevenson performance could open discussions about the number one spot across all divisions. He also believes many people are overlooking Lopez's preparation and tactical planning. While Stevenson is a slick, skilled southpaw, Lopez has already beaten elite left-handers like Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, giving him valuable experience. That background, Oladipo says, has strengthened Lopez mentally and technically, making him capable of adapting to Stevenson's style. As a result, he expects a far closer and more competitive fight than many casual fans anticipate.
Fantastic boxers. Shakur, pound for pound, top 10. Teo, maybe just outside it. Maybe like 12th or 13th in my pound for pound rankings. But obviously a win for Teo would take him into the top 10. A win for Shakur, I mean, there's an argument to say he could be number one. There's an argument to say you could be number one if you are about to win your I don't know what belt, but your fourth weight division. Could be number one. I think this is such a good matchup, and I think too many people are sleeping on Teofimo Lopez without realizing Teofimo Lopez has done the best homework you can do in preparation for Shakur. And what I mean by this is Shakur is a slick southpaw, right? Elite boxing southpaw in Vasily Lomachenko. Most people hate fighting southpaws. They're tricky, right? You don't get a good enough sparring for them. They're simply more orthodox fighters than southpaw fighters. So you grow up fighting orthodox fighters. So when you fight a southpaw, it's like, my God, what am I doing? He has fought two of the best southpaws of the last 10 to 15 years in Josh Taylor and Vasily Lomachenko. And he's beaten them both. So he's had the perfect preparation. And removing Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor, although a very good boxer, isn't as slick as Shakur Stevenson. Loma is. So he's been there and done that. Loma came up from a small weight class. Shakur came up from a small weight class. Is Shakur better than Loma? I don't know. It's a debate to be had. But what I'm getting at is that Teofimo Lopez will not be scared of fighting.
Teddy Atlas offers an in-depth analysis of the matchup between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, providing insight into both fighters' strengths and potential issues. He praises Stevenson's recent performances, noting that he has finally answered critics by blending offense and defense while standing his ground and applying the fundamentals of boxing in an entertaining way. Stevenson's technical skill, fast hands, Olympic experience, and elite range control make him a strong favorite heading into the fight. Atlas then turns his attention to Teofimo Lopez, pointing out the unpredictability of his mindset and the major role his father has played throughout his career.
40 pounds, which he just picked up from Arnold Barbosa in his last bout. Just want to get right into it, but I know a lot of people were down on Teo after his last performance. It was an underwhelming performance, like a lot of the fights were, to be fair, at the Times Square card in New York. He's returning back to New York. Just want to get your thoughts, your take, Teofimo versus Shakur.
Well, if they were down on Teo, they were up as high as you could be on Shakur in his last fight.
Versus Peter, no question.
He finally did what people wanted, this young, talented, brilliant talent, brilliant defensive fighter, brilliant guy at control and range, Olympic silver medalist, quick hands, technically solid. He finally
Atlas explains that if Lopez enters the fight fully focused and mentally sharp, he has the athleticism, speed, explosiveness, and power to challenge Stevenson in ways very few fighters can. He could push Stevenson out of his comfort zone and create opportunities for an unexpected result. Atlas believes this matchup is so intriguing because it pits Stevenson's refined technique against Lopez's natural athletic gifts, making it an exciting, high-risk, and unpredictable fight that boxing fans should not miss.
The defense. He sat down and instead of moving all the time and punching on the move or on the draw back off traps, you know, you come in 5 inches, he goes back 7, and he counters the crap out of you. He stood his ground and he punched. And he still got the better of it with the sweet science, being defensively responsible, but without having to be less entertaining. He was more entertaining. He satisfied people. He made people, they said, that's what we wanted in Shakur. And they got it. Now he's a big favorite or a good favorite. You know the line's better than me, but he's a good favorite.
3-1, over 3-1 favorite.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more coverage. Until next time.